Live from PAX East 2018, this is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Oh, my goodness.
See, they know the order of operations now. They were like, oh, we clap after he says that. It was so much louder.
Anthony, I have bad news for you.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm ready for it at all times.
That's
just kind of my personality.
The world is warming at an alarming rate.
I'm sorry. Why has nobody said anything about this until now? That seems like it would wreak just environmental havoc.
Yeah,
literally everything about our way of life would change, and we would potentially die out.
No, you're correct about all of that.
Why isn't anybody saying something?
I don't understand. It feels
Maybe
like
they could run for office.
It feels like it should be everyone's top priority. We should be constantly hearing news about it.
They should either run for office or make a documentary about it. What if they did both?
Yeah.
What if some enterprising person worked really hard to get the message out about this?
It seems like that person would be...
But in his personal life, we could admit is like not too great. Go ahead.
What's wrong with his personal life?
Oh, dude, you haven't read all the story? It's not great.
Is it?
Yeah, he's not a cool dude.
Well, it's okay, everyone, because we have a potential solution for what I'm going to call warming on a global scale.
Okay.
All right.
We could probably shorten it up. We'll workshop it.
Warming global. All right, we're gonna go with that. The problem we've identified with the warming, is that the sun is warming the Earth.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all the heat is coming from the sun.
Right.
Blow up the sun.
I see your blow up, and I raise you a blot out.
I'm sorry. Are we gonna Monty Burns the sun?
Yes.
Is somebody seriously like, here's what's going on?
Yeah.
I was thinking about everything that's wrong with the world.
Right.
And I was like, and then I was watching The Simpsons. And I was like, I see no problems with this.
This is a serious proposal. This is an article in Reuters about what they're calling solar geo-engineering. Mm-hmm. It's essentially we're gonna blot out the sun.
That's...
Because the sun is the problem, Anthony. This is what you don't understand.
No, I understand.
I'll have to go back to the beginning. See, the Earth is getting warmer.
Sure.
Because of a ball of fire in the sky.
Right.
We affectionately call our sun.
But as the...
Blot it out.
But as the disk that is the Earth...
Yes. Yes. Right.
Spins around and rotates like a record.
On the back of all those turtles.
Yeah. On the back of the infinite turtles.
Right.
Who is suggesting this solar geo-physio, what are you?
12 scholars. These are from...
In robes. This kind of plan only comes from scholars in robes, and you can't see their faces, and it's very shadowy.
It's always 12 of them, and they always stand in a weird circle.
Yeah. And they finish each other's sentences. It's a
sentences!
Fuck,
I always miss it.
It's okay. You'll get it.
Yeah.
We have to get the robes first.
So these are countries, generally very, very poor countries that are actually at the bullseye of having to deal with this problem because they're poor, they have fewer resources. These are countries like Bangladesh, Brazil, China, Ethiopia, India, Jamaica, Thailand.
I'm sorry. I know you're going to explain it, but I think it's so hilarious that we have destroyed the poorest countries with climate change.
Yes.
And we've decided that they need to do this themselves.
No, they decided that.
The most expensive way to fix it. Like, Bangladesh, I'm sorry we fucked up your environment. Could you block out the sun? Build a solar platform with all the money.
Well, you have it a little backwards. They went, man, I sure hope the richest countries get... Oh, they're ignoring this completely.
These are scholars from those countries that are like, hey.
Yeah, we need to, it's on us now.
Excuse me. Hi.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, America, what's up?
Not much. Thank you for seeing me. I know you're very busy.
Very, very busy eating all this. You know what? I'm not even going to finish this. I'm just going to throw it in the garbage.
All right.
It's just, I couldn't eat one more shrimp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. So we were wondering, what with the cars and the jet planes?
Oh,
and
which reminds me, Alice, could you set my plane on fire?
Why would you have Alice do that?
You have not lived until you've seen a jet engine explode. It is so fun.
I came
and order 3 more planes. Yeah, hi.
I travel hacked. I came here on one of those slow one of those slow barges. That's fine. It's fine. So I was,
Is there a fast barge?
It's the fastest. I don't know. Do
Go
you
ahead.
have them?
Alice, could you blow up 3 fast barges? Thank you.
Anyway, what with all of the fire and the explosions and the fuel and the, the cattle and all that.
You're here to thank me.
No, we don't actually get any of that. You haven't sent any of it.
Right.
You kind of messed things up for us.
Oh, you're talking about the air quality and the rising oceans and the deforestation.
Yeah, my grandmother is underwater. She wasn't underwater when I was born.
So this is a problem?
Yeah. So if we were wondering if you could use some of your amazing technology and just block out the sun for us. We put our best people on this. Admittedly, you've also ruined our educational programs.
Right.
But we were thinking, what would be the best way to solve this? And we thought, stop sun, and maybe you could help.
I'll make you a deal.
Yeah.
I will do that if you will stand 3 inches to your right.
I mean, other than sort of like fan service, I don't know why I would
Just
do that.
3 inches.
Just
3 inches to your right.
It seems like you're pandering to somebody.
3 inches.
But I mean, if it'll
Just
help,
move
I'll
3
do it. I'll
Alice, can you please clean the spike pit? With fire!
No.
So they have realized that we are no help.
You didn't actually say spike lobby, and a lot of people just stood there. They were waiting for it. You did everything but the thing. You did everything but saying the thing.
That's what makes it cool. That's what makes it cool is because the insiders get it.
They were just
You don't have to
staring.
spell it out.
There's like a guy. See a guy. He's like this. He's like, you didn't say the words.
That's what makes it cool, man.
All right.
So they realize we are no help. They're going to have to do it on their own. And they've come up with a plan. See, what they've noticed is, and I'm not making this up, when a volcano erupts, it spews sulfur ash into the skies.
Okay, yeah.
And it blots out the sun, and it reduces the heat that can penetrate that layer of sulfur ash. So here's what they thought. They thought, just get some sulfur ash,
Sure.
spray it in the sky, get it up, we'll use planes and distribute it into the sky, create a layer of volcanic sky paste. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't see any downside with this. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about throwing ash into the sky at all times in huge quantities. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't we think of this before?
Right.
It's so easy, and there's literally no downside.
Well, not according to UN science experts. There's a panel of climate experts who say
These
this is
fucking eggheads, am I right?
economically, socially, and institutionally unfeasible.
Because that's what they sound like.
Their exact quote is, it could be very helpful or very harmful. And the problem is that
Thank you for all you do, UN scientists. This could be good or it could be bad.
Goes one of 2 ways, see? One of 2 ways. This could be great.
Yeah.
Or terrible.
Well, thank you for calling us all here. We'll fly back on our giant jets now. This was absolutely worth it.
Either great or terrible. We have a series of pamphlets. It's actually a 2-page thing. One is a big green
I'm just
piece
gonna
of paper.
throw this
one is a
pamphlet
big
out.
Red piece of paper. So
There's a recycling bin right there. I'm not going to do it.
Don't
I'm
use
just
it.
throwing the pamphlet
we
out.
don't even empty those.
Yeah.
It's just a bottomless pit down to some spikes.
When you're on
Spike
the
lobby.
airplane, when you're on the airplane,
Yes.
flying on the airplane as you do to get somewhere like this.
Yes.
And they bring the bag around and they're like, and they make the little announcement over the airplane. They're like, our airline is committed to recycling and we want you to know that we care about the environment. We're super recycling. We recycle all the time. Don't even worry about it. We're definitely recycling. And then they put everything into one big bag.
Yeah.
Were they fooling?
Well, I asked
Are they fooling you?
I mean,
Were you fooled?
I like to stay
You just want to
blissfully
be,
unaware.
yeah, you want to be lied to.
I do all the time.
But you're handing them clearly one thing that's recyclable and one thing that's not, and you're giving it to them. They throw it in the same bag, and you're like, cool, they made an announcement.
I just don't think that that's our biggest problem.
That's like when the pilot comes on and he makes every announcement a pilot makes is a lie. The announcement, like, he comes on, he's like, we're definitely recycling, and all of this turbulence is super normal. If you look out your right, you'll see we have half a wing. That's just the aircraft doing that. It happens all the time with these newer planes. And also, don't worry, all of those Kind Bar wrappers are definitely getting recycled, and you're going to land safely. Like, everything they say is a lie.
You think?
Yeah.
I like to trust them and believe. But this is a question that I've asked you many times. Not once. I asked you once.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand, and I feel like you gave me a line that you believed, but I don't know if it's true. And I would wonder if anybody out there knows. What happens, like everybody can't get it right 100% of the time with the recycling.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a guy, because I've done this a million times, where I have the sack of recycling, and I have the sack of trash, and I go, left-hand recycling, right-hand trash, left-hand recycling, right-hand. Oh my gosh, look.
Baby was on the roof of the car the whole time.
My neighbor,
He got them both in the right place, but the baby he drove to Home Depot, it was on the roof of the car the whole time.
It's good for character, builds character. Then I get outside and I noticed, the neighbor got a new Prius. I'm like, wow, how did that guy get a Prius? Wow, look at that. And then I'm like, which hand was which?
This guy got a new Prius. It looks so much nicer than his old Prius and the next door neighbor's Prius. It's so much better than that Prius four doors down. People who live in LA are laughing at this joke.
Because it's so true.
Here in the room, it's not killing, but I'll tell you, the LA audience is like, this is funny because it's true.
There's another room in LA where...
Yeah. Where there's a Boston podcast that's going on.
No, but the point I'm making is you get confused at which trash, or you're at a party and you clearly tell the people this is recycling, this is trash, and then later you look and somebody put their cake, the rest of the cake that they didn't finish. So what happens? How does
Stop asking the question so I can answer the question, because we all get the question.
Does everybody get the question?
Yeah, you went on. You do go on.
The question is like, how does that guy afford the Prius?
Right?
How did he afford the Prius?
New one? He just got one 2 years ago.
Are they disposable Priuses?
He's leasing. Where's the baby?
I'm glad we... Oh, shit!
So what happens is there are machines in the recycling plant that try to separate different types of recyclables and then also try to separate out things that aren't recyclable. Then there are people along recycling lines that try to separate this stuff as well.
This seems like an insane job.
It's an insane job. Recycling is insanely expensive. They give me
money back for it.
Because they want you to do it because we're killing the earth.
How is this
tenable? But listen, if it's too mixed up, they can't fix it, and they just toss it anyway.
Right. So it's like that Lucy episode with the chocolate.
It's basically the Lucy.
Except garbage and feces.
Hey, kids. Hey, you cool young kids out there. You know that I Love Lucy episode with the chocolate?
Yeah.
Your fave episode.
Yeah.
That episode is fire, isn't it, fam?
I got my finger on the pulse, baby.
And it's not there. It's dead.
There's
the
no
pulse is gone.
I'm sorry to tell you.
We checked and it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's an incredibly, and there was actually a story recently about all of the things that kind of don't get recycled, that we send off to be recycled, that have to be recycled in other countries, that are recycled in unsafe ways, all the stuff that just gets tossed out anyway. And recycling is, it ain't there. It's kind of there, but it ain't there.
Which is why we need to blot out the sun.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the only other option.
I feel like you explained the question for 15 minutes, and then your crazy fucking connection, you didn't explain at all.
What connection?
How did we get from there to blot out the sun? How does that explain why we need to blot out the sun?
It doesn't.
Great.
It doesn't. I was just trying to get us back on topic.
So we're all cool then, right?
I was just trying to get back on topic.
Great.
I'm very confused about. I remain doubtful that there is some army of humans who are sifting through my garbage to pick out the one non-recyclable thing that I put in the plastic.
I mean, they get paid for it. It's their job.
It sounds insane.
Yeah, it is insane.
It seems not insane.
Go back to the sun. You were almost on point.
You stopped me. That's on you.
Yeah.
So here's the problem.
Easily distracted in your old age.
Once we... You know what? Things were so much easier when I could just sit back and enjoy a nice...
I said the thing.
A nice
He
I Love
won't
Lucy
say the
episode.
thing. I'll say the thing.
Just click on the I Love Lucy, enjoy a life.
I love it. Click on the I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the idea of somebody who's like really, really like dialed into technology. Is just like, oh man, I can't wait to just like get into the Wired and watch these old episodes of Ernie Kovacs. This is gonna be amazing. I can't wait to just jack into the Oasis and watch Make Room for Daddy. Like what?
Oh my God! A version of Ready Player 2 is like the guy was obsessed with the 50s.
Well, Ready Player.
Wouldn't that be great? He just made an entire virtual world of the 50s. It's like Mr. Ed avatars and fucking Leave It to Beaver.
Everybody looks like Tab Hunter. Who the fuck is Tab Hunter? We're never gonna win this Easter egg contest.
Oh my God! I want that Saturday Night Live sketch or parody book.
Ready Player 2 is when somebody plugs in a second Oasis, like in Duck Hunt, to control the duck. And Ready Player 2 is somebody who's just fucking with you as you play.
Anyway,
tell me about blotting out the sun.
The problem with this plan is that once we start...
Is that it's crazy?
Well, but also once we start, we are pot committed to going all the way. There's no way to not... Once you put reflective sulfur bits in the sky, you got to keep putting reflective sulfur bits in the sky.
Yeah.
You're sort of in. So
sure.
This is why people are uncertain about this, but something has to be done about global warming. So...
This feels like to me when the answer to plugging up the hole in the ozone layer, before they were like, we're going to get rid of CFCs, they were like, we're not getting rid of CFCs. Look at my fucking bangs. My bangs are dope, and styrofoam is awesome. Right. And we are keeping CFCs all day long.
Do you think that's what killed bangs?
Here's what we're going to do is we are going to launch a different chemical up into the sky and fill the ozone layer with that chemical. Do you remember this was like the answer?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, whoa. Why don't we just stop causing the problem? And everyone's like, no, because my fucking bangs, dude.
No one's going to stop causing the problem. This is the issue.
What are you, crazy?
Is that when
you put a tiny little toy surfer right there? It'd be amazing.
1992 called Once your hairstyle reference back.
Tiny little toy surfer right there in my bangs.
That's the problem, is that when everybody says, oh, hey, we'll just come up with a solution instead of stopping the problem, we'll just come up with a solution. These are the kinds of solutions that we get. These are the kinds.
Well, it's like how we were, the one we talked about a couple of months ago, where it's like, well, how are we going to stop the polar ice caps melting? And everybody was like, giant fans? It's like, what? Yeah, so we put the giant fans blowing the cold air on the polar ice caps, and we're good.
Yeah.
So, giant fans in the ocean. How big are these fans? Oh, they're like the size of cruise ships. Oh, okay. That can't possibly fuck up anything else.
Because I'm of two minds about this, right? Because I want the
There's nothing in the ocean. We've learned that.
I want the big audacious idea. I want the crazy audacious idea that it's so crazy it just might work.
I want to fix it. I want to fix it with a Rube Goldberg machine and not by modifying my own behavior.
Right.
But I want to put a marble in a thing and like it sets off a mousetrap and we solve global warming. I don't want to stop driving my car.
Right.
Or ordering Amazon Prime. I'm never going to stop ordering Amazon Prime.
Why would you?
I am the most evil. Every time an Amazon Prime box shows up in my house, and sometimes it happens 2-3 times a day now. That's where we're at in our lives. I don't leave the house. I don't need to. Welcome to the future. The boxes show up 3 times a day, and every time I grab it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm evil. Oh, I'm an evil person. I may not be history's greatest villain, but I'm there. I'm doing the work.
At least you gotta separate them out, though. Separate them and get recycled, then you get the same box next Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So this is the problem.
Doing it?
This is the problem, is that this is not a wacky website. This is Reuters. This is a legit idea that is being presented.
It's a legitimate website that's reporting on an insane idea.
Well, the UN responded, right?
What did the UN say? No.
The UN said, this is kind of crazy.
The UN gave like a very like pat on the head answer. That UN scientist answer was like, could do some good, could do some harm. Why don't you go back and think about that? Try to come back with an answer that makes me really excited.
The UN condescending to Ethiopia again. Yeah. Anyway.
That's how we got in this mess, and that's how we'll get out of it, by condescending to other nations. No.
So Blotting out the sun.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. Round of applause. Who's for blotting out the sun? No? No one? How about half the yeah? Everybody who clapped, I don't know how they did it because they were also stroking a cat and laughing maniacally.
Yeah. It's our target demo.
They're
like, not my volcano. I didn't hollow out this volcano
volcano.
Build a city underneath it to have it be the ash
He has a
supplier.
volcano and a new Prius. I'm driving the old Prius.
Where's the baby?
If you're listening at home and you would like to tell us your plan for blotting out the sun, because that's all I want to hear is different plans for blotting out the sun, really.
Yeah.
Please let us know on Twitter. I'm at acarboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
You can also hit us up in the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/we have concerns, or in the Discord. You got to pay money for that. We don't give that Discord away for free. Head to patreon.com/we have concerns. Give me $1.
It's $1.
I'll tell you about the Discord.
It's basically free.
Give me the $1.